What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. I'm apologize if you hear anything on in the background. I have to get this video out real quick, and the kids are going crazy. But anyway, we're gonna let the kids be kids. We're gonna I want to do like another video about I guess cards with effects that you might have forgot about. It's not. I mean, I'm not saying that like they're like I guess the last time I used hidden effects, which I guess in a way they sometimes they're hidden, but a lot of times we just like forget about them. I guess I do have another video series of maybe hidden effects. I guess would be like, for example, if you use like a floodgate on someone's board and that floodgate turns into a board wipe because of how the floodgate designed and how their board is set up. Yeah, but we could go a video about hidden effects there. So here we're gonna go more, I guess, like an easier route of forget like effects that you just like forget about. So we're gonna start off with a classic one, Gagaga Cowboy. Everyone knows why you have Cowboy. You put it in defense mode and you burn for 800, whether it was back in the day where you wanted to just burn that last couple hundred, or you had there's burn decks that used to burn down till they got them down to like 500-600, then Cowboy them for game, and more recently you have the changed time rules to where Cowboy for game became, I guess, the most it's like the most likely it's ever been. So I guess so we're gonna go to its first effect. Similar with Castell, it has two different effects. So it's the second effect is if it's in defense position, you can inflict the 800 damage. That's the one everyone knows Cowboy for. Its first effect is if it's in attack position. Like if you like forget about this and you summon Cowboy in attack position, you can't activate the second effect. So like this is something to probably start thinking about. If I'm pretty sure no one's ever done this because everyone associates Cowboy with its effect in defense, but its effect in attack is if this card attacks an opponent's monster this turn, it gains 1,000 attack, and the opponent's monster loses 500 attack during the damage calculation during the damage step only. So I mean, back then in slower Yu-Gi-Oh, to where you could actually get your opponent into a game state like this, yeah, people did used to use that effect, but for the most part, for most of its life, it has basically just been some type of burn tool to get that last bit of damage so you could win the game. Let's move on to the next one. Number two is Flaunderies and the Advent Adventure. People are probably like, I know exactly what this card does. Most of you do, but a lot of the times, especially like I see people in my locals, even myself, since I forget, you gain 500 life points. Like this one, there's so many times where like I'm playing and we're going into time and I'm kind of like tripping, and then I realize like, wait, why am I getting stressed out? I activated Advent. And then, you go through and you end up winning the game by 500. Why? Because you activate Advent. There's been twice that's happened to me where I'm over here doing wombo combo and our opponent's like, why are you stressing out? You activated Advent. And I'm like, oh yeah, I activated Advent. Like, sometimes it escapes your mind because I mean, the main thing you think about when you see this card is you want to get around hand traps. Like, when you're playing Flaunderies, you hate hand traps. This card is how you get play around it. So sometimes you're just like, it's my hand trap. Bam, you activate it with completely without realizing. Oh yeah, and I gain 500 life points. So like a hidden effect. So for number three, middle of the road, I have the Winged Dragon Raw Sphere mode. This one I put right in the middle because for the like, I mean, it's like an anime card, so a lot of people are probably gonna know this, but most people only use it to tribute their opponent's monsters and get rid of boards. So like a lot of times they're not really setting it up to do its second effect, where you can tribute this card, special summon one the Winged Dragon or Raw from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, but its attack and defense becomes 4,000. I've always wondered. I've always kind of wondered, and like I did experiment with it once, but I admit that the deck that I was playing did it like people wouldn't really want to side in sphere mode at the time. Sphere mode was being used a lot to break boards, but the deck I was playing didn't really use it, so I never got a chance to really try it. But I've always wanted to side deck the Winged Dragon Raw, whether you use it or use it against you, because I believe it'll resolve on the field. So like, yeah, I gotta ask the judge exactly, because I don't want to sit there and read through exactly and try to figure this out, because then I'll go on a rant for no reason. But yeah, just remember that in some situations you could tribute this thing to summon the Winged Dragon of Ra, and a lot of the times people just that escapes their mind. They're just like, okay, you're just gonna tribute it and get rid of my monsters. But there's some situations where you could try to maybe you could try to make some magic happen. There you go with the dying device. Always have some device dying. Okay. All right. So for number two, I'll put this will be number two. Cyber Dragon Infinity. Now, this is another card that used to be popular, so people will probably remember it from back in the day. It was used, but now, especially with some of the cards that got released on the just got let off the ban list, the one they'll be hitting, I think tomorrow. Yeah, I can't remember if it's the 31st month, but yeah, the ban list is coming out soon, and people might start throwing this in their extra decks as another option. Because, like the rank 4 spam deck basically just got themselves a free negate. So, with that being said, remember. So, remember, this card gains 200 attack for each X-Museum material attached to it. That one's, you'll figure out eventually. But, here's the effect that people do not remember. Once per turn, you can target one face-up attack position monster on the field, attach it to this card as a face-up XYZ material. And then once per turn, during the player's turn, when the card effect is activated, you can detach one XYZ material from this card to negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. So it's funny because it's like stuck right in the middle. Like usually people know that, okay, I get 200 attack. They know that. They know to check, because they want to be able to beat over things. And then you're like, okay, then you kind of come down and you're like, it negates. And you're pretty much like, okay, it just negates. But you forget that, hey, yeah, if your opponent has attack position monsters, it isn't a quick effect, so you can't just quick effect take something. That'd be really cool. But just being able to like out just be out a monster, it does target. So like if it has targeting protection, you won't be able to affect it. But if it can't be destroyed, like any of the other shenanigans, you could just simply take it as long as it's in attack position. People are playing around that, so maybe it's not as powerful as back in the day, although we did have Honor Arc, so people still are playing stuff in defense position. But I guess going second, it'd be a pretty good option, and if you forget about that effect, you will be minusing. And for the final card, Tellarknight Ptolemaeus. This is the card that's soon to be coming off the ban list and will be legal in the TCG. This never comes up. I've never seen anyone pull this off. I've heard of people talk about wanting to pull this off, but just because the ban list will be coming out soon, I kind of want to throw this card in. I will read the last part of this card's effect. All right. You can detach 7 XYZ materials from this card. Skip your opponent's next turn. During each player's end phase, you can attach one Tellarknight card from your extra deck to this card as face-up material. So that is pretty crazy. This thing can straight up skip your opponent's next turn. Just straight up skip the turn if you detach 7. It has this effect where you could detach 3, and like pretty much attaching 3 to to go into the Cyber Dragon Nova is the best part of this. But like, you never know. Now it's legal. Some mad lad out there might want to sit there and try to build the deck where you're skipping turns. I don't think this is gonna happen. Like you're already committing a lot just to summon it with 3. So to do the 7 would be outrageous. But that's also a very good reason why a lot of people forget that this thing has a turn skipping effect. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yes, I know how to talk today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what's going on over here. That's gonna be it. Hopefully I'll get another video out today, like kind of like a marker watch, and we'll see how that goes. Until then, peace out, guys.